What's up, everybody? You already know who it is. Targeted individual CJBK. I'm gonna turn off my fan. So, yeah, I just got out the shower, just finished washing my hair, did the radiation detox bath, had the anti-nanobot elimination tones playing. So, this right here, this is actually called Archangel Michael clearing all dark energy from your aura with alpha waves. Uh, I know if anything, when I listen to it and when my mother listened to it, we both feel some type of relief, like a full not complete relief, but it definitely makes us feel a lot better. Even my skin feels better too. But anyway, well, that's probably from the bath. But anyway, so I had a whole other video I was trying to upload that was like an hour and 30 minutes, but I kept getting hit with when I tried to combine them because I always end up doing my videos in in segments, especially if I get interrupted and stuff. But it was like an hour and 17 minutes or something like that. And well, I didn't have any space to try to actually upload the whole video, so I'm gonna try to see if I could do a whole other one fresh, right off the rip, if I could remember everything that I was talking about. But for the most part, the one main thing that I was really referring to in the video was the notion of fear, or the use of fear as a tactic to try to manipulate you or coerce you into doing things that you wouldn't normally do. I'm most likely gonna post this on Facebook, so I'm gonna make sure I speak as plain, clear, and obvious as possible, because I know that there's several people who are working alongside with these. They want to call themselves secret society. They're also gang stalkers. They're a mix of all different types of people. It's not just the streets. They say it's the streets, but it's not just the streets. It's all types of people mixed in this, because this whole direct energy weapon thing, this is a global threat against everything that's good about humanity. This is a global thing. It's not just in New York. It's not just in the United States. This is in all countries that have basically internet access, or any country that has a very stable electrical grid, because it's basically the use of electronics or electricity or electromagnetic energy fields that's being concentrated as a source to actually focus and attack people with. Whatchamacallit? Wait, I wonder if it's still gonna be on this one. So I had found a one second. I'm trying to find. No, where do they put it on this thing? Oh wait, I think I just. Bookmarks. And then was it that one? But the reading room. That one. I didn't even mean to turn that off. But so it was, let me see. Right. Okay. So Earlier today I came across this I guess it was probably like a I guess you could call it like a I guess you could call it a blog post or something. Seems like more of like a article that describes what's happening as far as, targeted individuals, or basically we could just go ahead and straight up call it human trafficking. Um so basically, um long story short, this website talks about how there are these online insurance policies that's placed on people's life, and all these different various groups and organizations and entities or whatever the hell they want to call themselves, they're all using this like covert direct energy weapon, which you would have thought that only like the military would probably have, but obviously someone's making money on the side selling this stuff out to other people. But anyway, so basically they were talking about how these life insurance policies are put out on people's lives. And don't speak too loud, I'm recording. So whatchamacallit, so sorry, I just got distracted. So yeah, they put these life insurance policies out on people's lives, and then they slowly attack them with this directed energy, radiation, things of that sort, to basically draw them to the brink of death, right? And then they would probably have someone, whoever filled out the application, claiming that they're their friend or their family or their relative or whatever. And because it's an online policy, it's kind of hard to truly verify if that person who created the claim, or created the claim, um or the insurance policy is an actual friend or relative. So what they would do is they would send this person to be, the target's friend or whatever, and they would try to get real close to them. But then, slowly but surely, that targeted friend is being, killed with straight up radiation, um, and scalar waves. So I gotta read a lot more on scalar waves, because I've been trying to figure out what is this stream of energy and why does it always seem like it comes from multiple sources. Then I realized scalar waves actually draw energy from things that produce electromagnetic waves or electromagnetic fields. Also, scalar waves can be they can also draw energy from the they can draw energy from the frequencies that are lying in the air. So even if you're not in a home or inside of a building, the scalar waves that they're using, they can basically create like a vacuum. It's like a vacuum, and it sucks the energy particles that's like steady in the air, and they can direct it into whatever portion of your body that they want to. Now people don't seem to realize how, when they say the world is digitalized and on a global scale, they truly mean, and I'm getting chills when I say this, so that's how I know I'm right, they literally mean the entire globe is encased in a sphere of digital, frequencies. It's encased in this sphere of synthetic man-made energy, which means if they have the entire globe encased in this synthetic man-made energy, that means they can literally they can use their scalar waves to draw energy from just about any point anywhere. you know um and this is one of the reasons why I realized that yes, we definitely need to be walking around with portable grounding devices. That's one of the best things to do. If you can create like some type of What else? If you could create like some type of shielding material for like your head, especially if you could find a way to protect your pineal gland. I have Moo Metal coming in soon. I've been trying. Well, I realized, because copper and aluminum are conductive, that doesn't actually help you with blocking anything. But what it does, it actually attracts. It attracts energy, but then you have to actually ground it. You have to have like, let's say, like I showed you in my previous video, you got to have something like, the alligator clamp with the metal clip, some copper wire, and clip the other end of the alligator clamp to something else that's metal. And you can transfer that energy from, let's say, if you had like a piece of the stuff, I guess you could say kind of knit fitted into a cap or something like that, you would need to ground your cap, preferably to something metal not attached to your body, or something that won't, make contact with your skin. Something else. Oh, right. So what else is mentioned in this post is, aside from the insurance stuff, it also mentions what this woman did before she died. And I found this, and they highlighted this too, because I found this very interesting. She had because after her death, they claimed after her death and after the autopsy, they claimed they didn't really find anything, blah blah blah. It was nothing really what's the worst, like they didn't find anything. But then I think a representative of hers and some other people, they found that there may have been some foul play, because prior to her death, she had went and had 3D fMRI scans obtained prior to death of her head and torso, which revealed significant holing to her mediastinum, right? Now I was like, mediastinum, what is that? Now, I'm going to describe real quick what I feel when I have this, this scalar wave, energy directed at my chest. As a matter of fact, there's actually some, let me see. Yeah. So, okay. So literally from here, and then it's coming around here, and then it curves up like this. And then, let me see. And then it kind of almost reaches over the heart. And then it comes like this. But if I turn my palm outward like this, I could feel like a weight pushing down on my palm. Like there's an actual, like, I guess you could call it like a quantum mass, like weight pushing down on my palm. And it's not because my hand is heavy, but because it's like, you got to remember, we're talking about thermomagnetic light, like we're talking about light that's basically near infrared, where you can't see it, but it has a thermal magnetic property to it. So because it has a thermal magnetic property, you can feel the heat, you can feel the temperature difference in the air from where the light is or where it's coming from or where it's going, compared to when you stick your hand somewhere else in the room. You can literally feel the magnetic and temperature, variances, right? So they said that she had holing in her mediastinum, and I was like, mediastinum, what is that? So I'm going to show you what mediastinum looks like, right? Just real quick definition. A membranous partition between two body cavities or two parts of an organ, especially that between the lungs. Now, think about that. Think about that. They said they found holing, meaning like holes, like micro holes, poked throughout her mediastinum. Mediastinum, and here's an image for you to better see. Let me see which one looks best. Okay, so all right, so that is the mediastinum. So that basically consists of the torso between, like let's say, like what they said, your first rib, what is it? Yeah, like from the front side of your body or the anterior side of your body. It's from the first rib, and then it goes down to just about the diaphragm, right? And then it goes, I think, from like somewhere just above. I forgot what part of the spine, which vertebrae it starts at. But let me see if I can find another picture. What's this one? Okay, well this is probably a better picture too. So yeah, it basically covers like just about your torso, starting from like the base of your neck to about your diaphragm, right? So when they said that they found holing in her mediastinum, and then we viewed this as a clear sign of intentionally produced bodily harm from the microwave directed energy system, which the criminal groups use to bring victims to a premature death. And then I think about when I do my Qigong exercises, a lot of times, so like let's say when I'm pulling it out, sometimes it'll come through my mouth, or I would literally kind of almost feel it coming right through my chest. Yeah. And then the best part is, you ever heard of the term spirit fingers? If you remember, I'm starting to remember parts of my video now. If you remember, oh, I'm getting chills when I'm saying this. If you remember the movie Bring It On, right, where they hired the guy to come in and basically train the girls on how to, be cheerleaders and whatnot. And he was like, these are not spirit fingers. These are spirit fingers. So I noticed in some strange way that like whenever I did this, also remembering that in your hands, in each one of your fingers, you have each one of your fingers represents a certain emission of electromagnetic field from a portion of your body. Let me see if I can pull that one up. Let me see. It was called Measuring Human EMF. Yes, there you go. Measurement of the human biofield. Right, measurement of the human biofield and other energetic instruments. Chapter 20 of Energetics and Spirituality by Lynn Freeman. So, yeah, so in here, she like really goes into great detail about the body's electromagnetic field and energy, right? And then she even goes into more detail about different parts of the body that basically show the emission of electromagnetic energy coming out from your body. So let me see. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Why is it so big? It's so big. So anyway, so okay. So this here, figure 20-7, finger emission sector analysis used in GDV software. So basically, this is, I guess you could call it like a some type of device that they were using. I forgot the name of it. When you place your fingers on, this device, it reads your electromagnetic field emission, and this is basically a photograph of the corona discharge from the human thumb. So when you think about that, right, you come down here. All right, you got your, what's this? This is your, I believe this is supposed to be the right side and the left side. Yeah, so here you see that from the thumb, you have your head zone. So like your eyes, nose, ears, jaw, throat, tonsils, thyroid gland, forefinger has deals much with the spine, appendix, coccyx. Then you got the middle finger, which is funny because when I think about when people stick their middle finger up, I'm like, like when you think about the middle finger and everything, like the EMF emissions that come from the middle finger, blood circulation, heart, kidney, liver, abdominal zone, thorax zone, lymph. It's like, if I cut your middle finger off, what you think would happen to everything else? Let me stop. Well, then it says the ring finger, pineal gland, pancreas, adrenal gland, spleens, all these different things. Then the little finger, you got heart, kidney, respiratory system, jejunum, jejunum, I forgot even how to pronounce it, duodenum, small intestine, things of that sort. So when I took this into consideration, one day I just kind of like sat here and I was just like, I was like, if that's really happening, I wonder what happens if I take my thumb and I just wrap my hand around it. Once I did that, I immediately started to feel like it's not a bad pressure, but it's like it's almost as if like I'm trying to close off my, it's almost as if like I'm trying to close, like it's almost as if like I'm trying to close off my energy. Because remember, they're basically extracting information and data from our head, because that's where the brain is. So if you actually were to, like as I'm doing right now, if I'm covering my thumb, or if I were to take both thumbs and try to like put it inside of my hands like this, see, I feel, first thing I notice is this whoosh. Is like a vacuum suction, like whoosh of air that went flying right down into my hand as I tuck my thumbs in. Now, you also got to remember that they're also focusing energy onto our brain in our mind. So they're basically, we have layers of these frequencies, layers of these synthetic energies over our skin. This is why Tony Pantelleresco said that the portable grounder device, would be very effective. And it definitely worked for me, because when you place that device against your skin, it actually interferes. It interferes with the connection that they're, creating over your layer of skin. Because they're basically using several different I'm glad I remembered that one too. they're using several different, like, I guess you could call them like laser beams, or lights, laser lights that are constantly scanning our body. Our phones, they have built-in technology or hardware that can scan our, bio energy, right? You know, like a when you wear whatchamacallit, when you wear these smart devices and whatnot, and they could test your circadian rhythm and all that. Yeah, that's because they were built to have these devices in them so that they can be constantly scanning our body, whether we realize it or not, for certain things. Even if you turn off that setting, the moment your device gets hacked, they can just go in and turn it back on. And then when you try to go to it and to see if it's on or not, of course it's going to look like it's off. But through the more software hacking capabilities, they can turn it on. It'll almost, or probably even run it as if like a hidden app or something like that. Um, and then something else that also came to mind too. So I had watched this video on YouTube where this guy, yeah, I haven't eaten yet. So this guy, I'm about to go get me some tacos or something. I'm off today and tomorrow, so I like to get out when I can. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm like, no offense to other TIs, but I'm not going to shelter myself inside and just like not live my life. I don't care how much I'm hurting. I'm still going to go out and do what I like to do. I don't care how many people out there don't like me because I don't want to be a part of their, Luciferian activities. I don't care. I never cared what you were doing anyway. So whatever lies and slander they got them believing, that's going to be on them, so but anyway, um yeah, because it's like when you think about it, that's what it really is. It's like they're literally, like, when you think of what the handlers are doing to people, they're basically training people to hate. They're training people to constantly stay in this low vibrational state of anger, frustration, hostility, jealousy, anxiety, all these negative ass emotions. They're training people just constantly be in these states. Why are you having such a negative reaction to someone who's done nothing to you? Like, for me, none of this shit makes sense to me because I wasn't doing anything to anybody, before, the handlers made their presence known. Um, but I was just trying to survive through quarantine by myself in my own apartment, And what, there were some days where I probably, was drinking, or there were some days where I was, probably smoking weed or whatever. But I wasn't doing nothing to nobody. I mostly kept to myself anyway. So now all of a sudden, this guy, he's like, oh, he wasn't moving properly. Whatever the fuck that's supposed to mean. He wasn't moving properly. He was, I don't even remember all the stuff. He was smoke. He don't even smoke properly. All kinds of stuff. Now, the other thing I noticed is it usually right before they say a statement like that, especially if I am about to smoke, first thing that happens is the concentration of this light, this magnetic heat like field over my chest cavity or my mediastinum, now that I know what that is. And then the second thing that happens, which is almost merely seconds right after I feel that, is like there's like this moment where it's like ting, it's heterodyne basically. And it's like basically you hear and you feel like the pressure of, like a very high pitched tone, and it enters both ears. But the funny thing is, at least for me, it's higher in my left ear than it is in the right. So that's how they're heterodyne, because they basically try to use two different two different frequencies to see if they can create one specific, um, I guess, resonant frequency. I guess that I forgot how to truly explain it, but yeah, basically, yeah, they try to create like some type of other frequency based on the two frequencies that are converging on your brain, and then your brain responds back with with I guess a frequency itself. And then the moment that pressure, that tone, shoots up, and then it's like you usually feel that ringing feel for at least about 5 seconds. Within about 2 seconds of you waiting that 5 seconds, or of me waiting that 5 seconds, he would say, he would say, he needs to stop smoking. Look at his chest. And I ain't even start smoking yet. That's the funny thing. So, and then the worst part is when I am, while I'm holding it, I'm feeling like when it's lit, right? I'm feeling a weight increase in the damn roll up that I have. I feel the weight picking up. But the even more funny thing is the weight picks up at the end that's lit. Almost as if there's something pulling it down, or if not pulling it down, trying to suck itself into it. So then when I do inhale, right, it doesn't even burn properly. What happens is it's almost as if something is causing it to burn harder, but in one place. So it doesn't like a normal ash would just look kind of gray, but it's still kind of stiff. It's not necessarily, it doesn't, it doesn't crumble and break that easy. But then with this, it burns black. Even if you just stop inhaling for a minute and you just watched it, it doesn't burn backwards. When they focus that energy onto it, it doesn't burn backwards. What it does, it burns in the same place, but it's almost as if they're suffocating it, or they're adding something to it. And then when you do inhale, and then you look at the ash is just completely black, not white at all, not gray, not off gray. It's just black, and I'm just like, what the hell? So, I eventually moved on to edibles and whatnot, because the edibles was a bit, even though it takes a little bit more time, it's probably a lot healthier too. Anyway, yeah, so I mean, for the most part, I'm doing my best to just try to get as much information that I can out, because we don't know how long we got left on this planet. But if you're doing everything that God will want you to be doing, God will make sure that you don't actually die. And I'm not just saying in a physical sense. None of us are indestructible physically, but got to also remember our spiritual energy can never die, unless God sends us to hell, where we'll be consumed by the beast, because the beast needs our energy to survive. But anyway, and that's another theory I have about all this technology that's linking itself to our spiritual energy. And that's the strength. That's the most weirdest thing to me. It's what's really weird to me is how there's so many people that are taking enjoyment in watching everything bad happen to you, right? But you also got to remember this too. These handlers are human too, which means they have curiosity too. So you telling me everybody who's a part of this gang stalking secret society, they're okay with knowing that the handler can actually access your memory, access your thoughts, access everything about you. Matter of fact, remotely see everything that you're doing. I mean, think about the movie John Malkovich. If you remember that movie, John Malkovich, where basically John Malkovich found this like I guess you could call it like a doorway type portal where he ended up in the mind of John Malkovich, and he was actually seeing everything that John Malkovich was doing, hearing his internal thoughts, and eventually he was able to somewhat kind of make John Malkovich move or do certain things the longer he stayed inside of his head. That also reminds me of a movie I just recently watched that came out in 2021 called The Possessor. I think it's called The Possessor or The Possession. And it's about this company that basically is like government. No, they're not they weren't government. They were like, I guess you could call them contract assassins, right? And this company, they basically have this technology that allows their agents to connect their mind with someone who will be considered a close what would you call it, a close contact of their actual target. And then what they would do is they would make that person, they would basically take possession of the person who's the close contact, and then they would try to carry out an assassination on their actual target with the person who's the close contact. And then they can just always just, take themselves out, or they have to, tell whoever their handler is to pull them out so that, they won't have to, I guess, experience the pain sensations of, I guess, what, being killed, or possibly end up going to prison after you've successfully assassinated somebody with someone else's body. Damn, that sounds terrible. And that's probably exactly what's happening to so many people across, across the world, including, well, you know what? I'm not even going to speak on that because I don't know. There's some people out here that's just like, I don't know, but there's a lot of mass shootings. There's just a lot of shootings and violent crime sprees everywhere, So, but we all know us TIs who are actually actively, you know, aware of what the New World Order has planned for the world. We know what's happening. They definitely are on schedule, and I guess they basically feel like, once they get enough people induced into fear that like the guns are everywhere, guns are everywhere. So then they're going to try to take people's guns away. And then all that's going to be left is what? Illegal guns, ghost guns. And then you got these directed energy weapons. And then who's going to have the direct energy weapons? Everybody who probably shouldn't have it. And that's going to be the worst part, that everyone alive that's still going to be living through the next few years. I don't know if God is going to, rectify this whole situation, but what's going to happen is going to be a whole bunch of people controlling these direct energy weapons who should not have them in the first place. Because I mean, honestly, it literally takes almost nothing for somebody to end up on this list. But at the same time, I'm still watching a lot of people do worse things, and yet they don't end up on this list. I'm still seeing a lot of people say a lot worse things than I could ever say about a person, and they still don't end up on this list. So it's like you kind of realize the character and the moral and ethical foundations of the people who are controlling these devices. It's like like, I don't know, like me, I believe in self-defense. I don't believe in senseless violence. I don't believe in just lashing out on anybody because, somebody hurt you. I don't believe in all that. I believe in, if you do something to me, I should do something back to you. Unless it's just not worth it, you know. But yeah, so for the most part, New York City, this place is literally Babylon. Like it truly is. It truly is Sodom and Gomorrah, Babylon. It's Atlantis. Like it's all them places that look like that's about, that, was destroyed at some point, you know. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. I'm gonna end it here. I made this video much shorter, just 40 minutes. I know I have mentioned a lot more things, but I can't remember them all. But yeah, spirit fingers. As I do this, I feel the energy pulling or pooling from my chest and into the palm of my hand. And then once it reaches the palm of my hand, it kind of branches out to my fingertips. So just doing this, it's like I'm manipulating the energy, right? Doing this, I could feel the energy almost like pooling in my hand. And then now there's this stronger concentration of energy in my middle finger, right? But the more I do this, and then the closer I get to my body, I could feel the concentration of this light energy focused between here and here. And if I try to find where it's coming from, because it doesn't necessarily come from outside, because I'm already inside, so they can basically draw energy from the electrical wiring in the walls, or they could draw it from, the lamp, because my lamp is plugged into that to an outlet, or they can draw it from, and this is interesting, because my mattress has metal, coils and metal, like metal rods and stuff, all throughout the mattress or whatever. And because my mattress sits right next to the outlet, they can basically conduct the electricity through the coils. And then what'll happen is I would feel the energy kind of rise up from the mattress, and then it connects to a part of my body. Usually they try to aim for like my internal organs, or they'll aim for like my sciatic nerve. They basically try to aim for whatever they can. And I know right now they're fighting the urge to want to just completely take me out, but if they take me out too fast, then it's going to draw too much attention. I'm already drawing enough attention to myself as it is. So if they rush too fast to try to kill me, then it raises all kinds of eyebrows. But anyway, yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. Damn, I thought I wanted to go out, but it looked like it's about to rain. I might still go out anyway, just because. Yeah, I don't want to be home. I try not to be home too much anyway, because, being home a lot, that's how they, your home is basically your cemetery for them. That's the place where they're going to get you the most, is when you're home. So all right, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and get myself ready, and I think I'm gonna get my hair braided real quick. But anyway, as always, take life one breath, one thought, one step, one day at a time. Peace.